Hello everybody, it's Mosestomtom, and here is my first look at Gaul in Civilization 6. This is completely cold. I have not looked at this at all. It's just dropped this minute. So let's get into it. I'm really excited. That does look like Vercingetorix, or Vercingetorix. Who the hell is that?
Ambiorix leads Gaul in Sid Meier's Civilization 6.
Ambiorix? Well, Rix means king. I have no idea who that is. Oh no, my credentials as a history teacher are falling away at the seams. No! Alright. He looks very feminine. He's got lovely hair. I'll tell you what. I'd love that hair. I'm kind of balding on top.
Far more than just a king of the north.
The king of the north. Yes, I can do that because I am from the north of England. Ha ha ha. Ambiorix was known as the king of his daughter.
Known as the king in all directions. He ruled the Oberon tribe in
the Oberon. Are they the ones that Caesar murdered?
What is now Belgium. Gaul's powerful, unique ability is called Eilstadt culture. It allows mines to provide a minor adjacent.
I knew it was mines, and they call it a mine. A mine. This is no mine. It's a tomb. So it allows mines to provide a minor adjacent adjacency bonus for all districts, +1 science for it. Wow, science and gold. Interesting.
Bonus for all districts. Culture bomb, unknown territory.
Oh, so I was right. It is culture bombing. So when it's a mine. Okay, so mines are going to be really important. Ooh, now this is interesting with the new map, the Highland map, which is going to have a load of mines. That's really interesting.
And grant additional culture.
Wait. So it provides gold, science, culture, and culture bombs. What the?
The downside to this power is that specialty districts cannot be built next to the city center.
Oh, that does suck. Wait, so specialty districts? Okay, we'll get it. I'm going to let that run. But what about aqueducts and aqueducts? Because aqueducts have to be built next to the city centre. Wait, I'll see if they
do not receive adjacency bonuses from other districts.
Oh, that sucks. So what about harbours? Because how is that going to work with harbours? Hopefully they say later in the video. But how will that work with harbours? Because harbours get all of their adjacent. Well, not all of them, but they get huge adjacency from other districts. Huh.
Gaul's unique unit is called the Gaizete. It replaces the warrior and receives additional combat strength when fighting stronger units and district defenses, but is more expensive to train.
It receives extra combat against stronger units and district defenses. The warrior? The thing is, the warrior, yeah, I suppose that'll be good in the very, very early game, but usually warriors get outclassed very early by archers.
Gaul's unique district is called the Oppidum. It's not only cheaper and available earlier than the industrial zone, but also unlocks the apprenticeship technology when constructed.
Wow, it unlocks the technology. Doesn't boost it, it unlocks it.
Highly defensible, it offers its own ranged attack and receives a major adjacency bonus from quarries and strategic resources.
So +2 from quarries, +4. So usually I think it's +1 and +2, so it doubles it basically. And so eventually this one would be a. Okay, so it's got 2 from there. Oh, so it's not improved strategic resources, it's just any strategic resources. That's interesting.
Ambiorix's ability is called King of the Elbirwans.
Okay, we need to read that. We're going to just pause it and just read it that.
And strategic resources.
Okay. So, King of the Uberons. Your civilization gains culture equal to 20% of the unit's cost when a non-civilian unit is trained. Melee and anti-cavalry and range units receive +2 combat strength for every adjacent combat unit. So it's kind of similar to Gorgo with the unit cost. So this is going for more of a... Whereas Byzantium was going for more of a faith domination route, this is going for more of a culture domination route. Interesting. Which is good, like, because, you know, the Gauls weren't exactly the most, you know... They weren't into... They were quite religious, but it wasn't like a fixed religion. It was... They receive +2 combat strength for every adjacent combat unit. Okay. That's good. Hallstatt culture, mines provide a minor, I still find that funny, adjacency bonus for all districts. When he says minor adjacency, what does that mean in terms of numbers? Does that mean like +1 adjacency, or does it mean like 0.5? I'll have to find out. Specialty districts do not receive an adjacency for being adjacent to another district. That tells me it's +1. And these districts cannot be built adjacent to the city centre. I still don't know how that interacts with aqueducts, unless aqueducts are not specialty districts. But they must be. I don't know. Or yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that would work. The Gestate +10 combat strength against higher base combat strength. That's odd. And +5 combat strength versus district defenses. It's okay. It's good. I think that they'll rival like Shaka. They'll rival the war carts. It's good. And we've already looked at that. Oh, the industrial zone has a ranged attack. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, so that's really good. Okay. That's really good, yeah. That's really good. I don't know how the production is meant to link into the culture. It seems like it's kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah. But it's better than being a master of none. Is it alright?
Better than being a master of one.
Rex's ability is called King of the Elbirwans.
She says that weird.
Based on unit cost when a non-civilian unit is trained.
So it's unit cost. So he got an archer, he built an archer, and it was 6 culture. Wait. How much did that make medieval fairs? Let's just have a watch of how much that made medieval fairs go up. So what's it? Okay. So it was like 10%, 20% of about 10-15% of the cost.
Anti-cavalry and ranged units, bonus combat strength for every adjacent combat unit.
Okay.
Gaul's focus is on a defensive, culture and production-centered game. Prioritize border expansion early so you have room to build districts far from the city center.
Yeah, so the Gauls will be very wide because of you can't build in the city center. So you're gonna like planning with Gaul is going to be a quite difficult prospect. The Frontier Pass first look was very, how do I say this? It was very misleading because it looked like both of them were attacking at once, and that's what I thought. That's what I said in the Frontier Pass video. But yeah, that it's actually just one at a time, and there's 2 different districts. So this is the encampment, and this is the oppidum, and they can both attack. That's going to be so they're very defensive, which is interesting.
Claim as many mines as possible to fuel this expansion with Gaul's culture bombing ability. Place the oppidum to guard valuable resources in your sprawling city. Also, consider rushing military tradition for flanking bonuses. which can combine with Gaul's horde-based combat buffs to forge a truly formidable army.
The Horde. The Barbarian Horde. So, alright, well, we're going to let this just finish, but I want to give my 2 cents on how good I think Gaul is going to be. So we're going to just let it play out.
Will you undermine your enemies to reign in all directions?
Ha! Lol. Undermine. Oh, good grief, they've got some dad jokes in this.
How will you lead Gaul in Sid Meier's Civilization 6?
Okay, so first impressions of Gaul are, number 1, they are really good at, they're going to be really good early game. Like the very early game, basically the start of the game, they're going to be dominant, I think, in most games. I think what you're going to want to do is rush to unlock the oppidum. You're going to want to prioritize finding strategic resources. So your iron, your bronze working, your horses, gunpowder, all of that good stuff. You're going to want to find that as soon as possible so that you can plan your districts. Maybe not gunpowder, that's a bit later, but like your horses and your iron, you're going to want to unlock those as soon as possible so you can plan your districts. Do not put districts down until you have found strategic resources. That's like my first impressions. They're kind of split their focus. So it's going to be, it's not really a culture civilization. There's nothing to do with tourism in there. It's kind of domination with, hey, here's little bits of tourism and little bits of production to help you along your way. So let's just go back to the screen where they showed us like all of the abilities, which is here. There's a strange one. It's very strange. You've got your culture, you've got your combat strength, you've got your production. Nothing helping with science, nothing helping with faith, which are two, like, science is just so important. And faith is the new kind of flavour at the moment with civilization. Nothing to do with entertainment complexes. I think of the two, Byzantium and Gaul, first looks, like this is my first impressions, Byzantium is head and shoulders above Gaul. I think Gaul is a little bit, Give them 2 unique units. Like, give them this warrior now, and then, like, in maybe the medieval era, they get or in, I don't know, the classical era, they get a horseman. So that really solidifies their early game. Just giving them a warrior is like, I'm a bit disappointed. There should be another unique unit, which is a horseman here. There should be a horseman unique unit here. Because the Gauls were famous for their horsemen and their kind of, or like maybe like a woad warrior, or like, I don't know, something a bit more interesting than the gestate. I think I'm saying that in kind of the Latin way. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. Because I can't see any other victory other than domination. They're literally like 9 out of 10 for domination. Culture, 7 out of 10 for culture. Science, production helps with science, there's no doubt about that, and domination all helps with science, but there's nothing kind of helping it with science, like specifically science. So science is like a 4 out of 10. I'm saying 4 out of 10 just because of the huge amounts of production you're going to get from oppidum. But what's the point of having a lot of production if you're so far behind in science that you can't use the production. How many times have you had a city where you've built everything and all you're doing is building units now, or you'd be building the city projects, and faith, like a religious victory, is like a 2. I'd say 2 or 3. Like, yeah. The pantheon you're going to want to get is probably the mine one. So, actually, you know, I might bump culture up to like a, what did I say, 6 or 7, right? I think it's a solid 7 for culture, because you do have this, your mines receive +1 culture, and they culture bomb. So that's good. And you gain culture from unit cost. So, you know, culture's probably maybe 6.5, let's say. Domination is like a 9, because you got that really strong early game. But it's missing something. I think the thing that it's missing is the barbarian horseman. Is something that makes them barbarians. You know, like there's nothing that kind of screams Gaul at me with this. Something like a family pact or something, like something where, or maybe, I would. Oh, they've missed. Why did they not do this? Okay, guys, I've fixed Gaul. They are able. They don't get attacked by barbarians. They don't. They are allied with barbarians, and they can. They get. Once, if they're the first to discover the barbarian encampment, they get money from the barbarians. That would have been such a cool and interesting and unique way to make. You know, like Byzantium, there's that. You know, you can feel the Byzantine kind of unique traits in the civilization. This, I don't feel it with Gaul. I don't feel it. I feel let down. I feel a little bit disappointed. What I would like is there's something unique that kind of says, hey, this is Gaul. And I think that would have been, they're able to either recruit barbarians, you send a scout to the barbarian encampment, and he goes in, and instead, so he takes 1 turn, goes in, and then you get all of the units that have spawned from that barbarian camp. Or you're able to recruit it. Kind of like a city-state. You say, okay, I'll give you 200 gold if all of you join me. And they're all allied with you. So you never get attacked by barbarians, which is a big complaint in the civilization community. Barbarians have been given huge buffs, and this would have been a perfect thing. Ah! Come on! Make them allied with barbarians, and then you fixed Gaul. Because at the moment, it's a little bit disappointing. So I gave Byzantium an A. I think Byzantium's really good. I'm going to give Gaul... a B-. The reason I'm giving it a B- is the adjacent combat unit, combat strength, and the production. They're the 2 reasons I'm giving it. Yeah, I think a B-. Come see me after class, because you need help, and the help you need is barbarians. The barbarian horde. Well, that's my first look at Gaul. I think they're going to be less fun than Byzantium. I'm going to play them, but I'm not going to focus on them too much. I hope you had fun watching this. I had fun making it. Thank you very much, and goodbye. God bless. Bye-bye.